Just made it. 7 o'clock. All right, so today, I got a few things. I got a coil spring in the forge. And I got a piece of tool steel. I need to make. I'd like to try and make my own typeset or touch mark, and I'm gonna make a punch that's like a oval type circle oval punch for doing bottle openers. And so, yeah, so that's what I got there. I also got, well, here I can show you. I got a buddy who works on a large factory. So this is a piece of tool, so this drill bit this long. I chopped it. That's going to be my like kind of oval punch. And then I got this piece, if I can grab it. Got a coil spring today. We're going to try and straighten that out and make a touch mark out of it. Which I'm super pumped. I just left the paint on that. I'm pretty sure that's fine. It's going to burn off. Eco-friendly. Get the fan on. You know, it's good. And then if we got time, I got these ready to go. We got a lot of scrap that's 3/4 by 12 or 13 inches. 3/4 round, and so I want to make some scroll tongs. I don't know if I'll get to today. I need to get better at making tongs. I'm just kind of held on by a piece of rebar, so I can, as much as I can not use tongs in the fire, I kind of like it's just a lot more control. Let's put those back here. I got a couple different hammers I got to use. I got a much larger hammer as well. I got a some of the steel is so big that without a power hammer, it's nice having some with a little extra heft. And so I grabbed this baby. Let's see, what do we got here? What was the total weight? 4 pounds. Nope. Yeah, 4 pounds. So I talked to some guys, they'll use like a 5-pound maul. That seems really heavy. This seems really heavy. But for some of those parts, instead of just smacking on that thing the entire time, just some nice, easy punches with a 5 or 4 pound maul. That'll probably do. See, I also finally got a better brush. Just using the cheapo, ones for like a battery post. Here you go. That kind of garbage. Maybe for some like small scrolls, not bad. But man, like for the larger stuff, this just takes the slag right off. So I'm excited to use that today. Put you there. Yeah, everybody tuning in. We're just let's see. Say hi. I'm still learning this whole thing. Can I wave? Is that like a thing? Do I just press that? Nope, that's not it. I don't know. No idea. What am I making today? Yeah, so that's what we'll go over. So today I got a coil spring from a car. I got a buddy who's a mechanic and lets me raid the dumpster. So I'm gonna make a touch mark. I have designed a couple logos for the stuff I'm forging. So I'm just gonna try and make my own. They have sites you can buy them, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to just try my own. And then I got another piece for a punch. I got to make some. It'll be a kind of a oval kind of punch. It's like a flat circle, so it's not really oval. But for making bottle openers, I've tried ones where you just make a bottle opener with a hole and expand it, but it's easier with kind of a oval kind of shape. You just punch that through, and it wants to drift out faster, and you can squash it quicker. So I don't think I'll start with the 4 pound maul. That just seems, but we'll leave it right by the anvil here. I think we'll try and straighten out this coil spring. It looks hot, so let's see here. That don't even got a good hold on it. We're gonna try something else here. Let's get another tong. Ah, much better. Okay, there we go. And I cut way more than I needed, which is good. Better to have a little more than a little less. So this is coil spring. I think it's like A1 steel maybe. So it's a lot of carbon, which is good for making tools. It'll last a lot longer. So let's get you straightened out. Got more, so we're gonna cut this. I only want it maybe 6 to 8 inches, so that should be good. All right, got that straightened out. I'm gonna pop that in. So right now we're way too long. Oh geez. Yeah, so I gotta take a few inches off. So what I'll do, we're gonna leave that there. We'll put a mark on it quick here. I'm gonna grab a chisel. Well, wait, actually I got one right here. Let's see here. Let's try 6. Okay, that's what we're gonna cut. So we'll pop you back in. Come on, there we go. Then we're gonna go ahead and grab my hot cut. Don't want to put that in yet. We'll wait. Start working on this other piece here for the punch / drift. Can I grab it with this one? All right, let's just draw this out a bit. And so I think I want it, should have measured this first. I think it's 3/4. Yeah, 3/4. So I think I want to retain that 3/4 width as well. So I just got to remember to come back and keep it flat so it doesn't expand out too much. Yeah, this stuff, man, that's hard and it gets cold fast. You just want to, that looks pretty orange there, but it's starting to get gray. We're going to toss it back in. So that one I am going to work a little more with that 4-pound maul. That's hefty. All right, what do we got? Yeah, so I'm in the process right now of making my own power hammer. This is to NA. You're not applicable. I don't know what that means. Yeah, so I'm in the process of making my own power hammer right now. We've got a lot of resources around our town. So eventually, there's a place that does like pneumatics and different stuff. So I'll eventually, I want to make my own. I mean, it'd be nice someday just to buy one outright, but for the channel, it's fun to throw a lot of that together. But right now, we got a nice metal dump, scrapyard, recycling center, whatever, and tons of steel. We have a huge industrial park, and so I'll go raid that place once a month or two, and just any kind of steel you could possibly imagine they have there. So far, I have. If you look at my past shorts, I got a large base. It's like a 7x7 tube. That's going to be my base. And I got a lot of steel, and then I got some railroad ties, railroad track. That'll be for the bases. So I can swap out tools. I have it all bolted up, but it's going to be, if you look up like a Da Vinci cam, it's going to be like that. So I'll have a motor with a treadle, and you just got to press, it'll clutch and go. So that's slowly but surely. But right now, with some of the smaller stuff I'm building, I don't need the power hammer. And so, but yeah, I've gotten to use them before, and oh my goodness, they're great. Better you wave with your hand on the video. We're waving. Owen, what's up, Owen? Yeah, I'm just there we go. Kenny, what's up? Peace. All right. So let's go ahead and cut that one piece here. I'll need that. I also need here we go. Do our hot cut. Hot tip on your hot cut. Harbor Freight X, $5. Works great. I'll eventually make my own out of some hard steel, but for now, I don't care. So we're just gonna find my mark right there. Doesn't have to be too critical. Don't want to go all the way through. Not be good. Break off. There we go. So there's our piece we're working with. We'll toss that back in. We don't need that. We'll use something else I can make of this right now. I can make another punch, so we'll just keep that in. And then we got the larger piece of tool steel. I'm going to try. I got another set of tongs here. It's a little thicker. Come on. Yeah, we'll see how that works. We'll use the big maul here to try and do some work. Oh, not chop my hand off either. Even better. Oh yeah, that's like effortless. Don't need to go crazy with a maul that large, but man, that makes short work, that's for sure. I don't know what kind of reverberations that sends the camera, but here it's quite the smack. All right, so we're getting close. Right now we're squashing it out. I want it to be maybe a little thinner than that, less than a 1/4 inch for sure. Maybe like 3/16 or so. Close. But then basically when I got my flat stock, that'll go down and punch a nice kind of a oblong. I got to round off all those edges really well, but so we'll go back and work on some punches here. Really like to get to some tongs today, but we'll see. I want to make some scroll tongs. I've been making more these like hairpin brooches and like a Scottish brooch. And getting the tight scrolls is kind of difficult. But I have a little needle nose pliers, but it's not enough. You see these guys make these kind of ornate scroll tongs, and like an oversized needle nose pliers basically, and it just makes it so much easier, so much more torque. And all right, so just make sure our chunk of steel here is straight. Start working on our all right, we'll just draw a taper out. Man, that is tough steel to work. Holy smokes. All right, straighten this other one out. Maybe let's try the 4-pounder again, as long as it's rolling, eh? When you draw it out a lot smaller, get it closer to the edge of your anvil so you don't smack the anvil. Feels awesome. Yeah, that worked a lot better. A little slower, but keep that rolling. All right, a little bit more on this drift. I'm just gonna draw it out a little bit longer. There we go, we're getting a nice kind of chisel look. That's what we're looking for. I want to squash this out a lot more, draw it out a lot more. I think a nice gradual taper is probably the way to go. Throw that away. Don't want to get that anywhere. All right, give the arm a break. Did my audio cut off? All right, let's see here. Sorry, we're fixing some audio. No, I thought the... All right, sorry about that. This whole technology thing, you know, tried my... All right. Nope, looks like it shut back off again. I got another setup here. Let's off. I'll grab my headphones here. 1 second. I think I charged the one piece, but not the microphone. Sorry about that. That goes on. It's connected. All right, these aren't as good. Granny cap? It's not a granny cap. This is my peaky. You can get your own at the Boston Scally Company. I like it because on a baseball hat, I wear a hat all day in the factory because it just gets junk everywhere. But a baseball hat with that brim or the headband that goes all the way around, it just gets really annoying. But with a peaky, it's nice and soft. I dig it. Go get your own. There's plenty of them. Very dapper. That's from, yeah. I don't know what that means, but that's what we're going for. Okay, I hope that audio is not going to be as good. But hopefully you can hear me a little bit better than not at all. Okay, we got hot steel. We'll keep rolling here. Let's see, I'll draw the swirl taper back on the board. So this one would be a pouch. Maybe we make a nice patch. That gets kind of heavy for going that fast. Let's just grab a lighter one. Let's try this one again. All I want the end is my touch mark isn't very large, so that's about 3/8 by 3/8. Sounds pretty good to me. Also, I want to make it a little fancy, so I'll square it off, I think. So I can put a twist in it. I'll get that back in. We're looking close. Here's a little bit better what I'm looking for, because obviously I have to have a surface to go ahead and put that touch mark on. And then what I'll do is I'll sort of do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll just try and get a twist right inside, make it a little fancy. I'll have a little fun. So yeah, let's get that back in. Yeah, then on this one I think I decide I'm going to go ahead and make sure we're draw that. I'm going to make like a scroll tool. Something I can scribe with. All right, so there we go. We're getting better. I want to really draw that out. We'll flip it. We'll square everything off. Put some nice twists in it. I want it to be a bit thinner, so it's going to be like a pen, a little larger than a pen. And let's grab our other draw that out some more. Obtain that thickness that I want. It's about the same thickness of the end here. Pretty good. I think I just need to keep thinning it up a little bit. Pop that in. I think I'll bring the larger maul back for that one too. Since I got a little bit of steel mill. What do we got? What do we got? Mjolnir. Seriously, right? Let's see here. Seems awkward. It's because I'm weak sauce. I am so weak. Thank you, Bill Smith. Yes, I do need to probably not choke up so much, for sure. Yeah, so I'm playing back and forth with it. Yeah, should probably go back a little bit more. If I start getting a lot more tired, then I know I'm choking up way too far. So yeah, let's play with it. Let's grab that choke back out. See, I always want to get right up on. Finding that just that balance. I know when I start getting a little more fine towards the end, a little fine people, I usually end up choking up a little bit more control. Like when I do my flats, I choke up a little bit more as well. Break those edges. Yeah, I'm liking that. So we'll go ahead and spin that around, work on the other side. We'll put in some kind of twist maybe, and that'll be about it. We'll do some thermal cycling on that. Okay, I just want to get this one a little fine-tuned here. edges. Sweet, get that turned around, work on the back side. Grab the other hammer here, which we'll go back to the back, so we're not wasting so much energy. Our good friends in the channel. Alright, I think I just need to make sure I get this to the dimension I want. Get it flattened out. I think that's looking pretty good for me. Yeah, so we'll just get her flat. Put that back in. The rest of this flattened out. Dropping everything. Got to do it at least once. Maybe I should open up my bay door. Got some nice cool air this morning. It is toasty. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. So people that have been jumping in. So I got a few different things I'm working on today. I've been making some bottle openers, and usually I just punch and drift a small hole, drift that out over the horn of the anvil. But the amount of time and effort it takes, a buddy of mine, he uses like so this is just a chisel, but so take a chisel and just cut off half of it and kind of round it off a little bit, so you have kind of an oblong kind of circle. That's the kind of punch I'm making. So I'm making that kind of a punch. And then I got, so that's on just a piece of tool steel. And then I have 2 pieces of coil spring that I cut up to. One's going to be working on a touch mark for my company logo. For all the tongs I make and different things that at least can fit about a 1/4 by 1/4 or a 3/8 square touch mark. And then I got another piece in there we're just fooling around with. It's just going to be like a scribe, a metal scribe. I haven't worked with, actually it's the first time I've worked with coil spring. My buddy's a mechanic, and so he gave me a bunch of it. And yeah, finding it's a lot harder to move, got to keep it hot, but it keeps its shape real nice. I've only ever worked with mild steel, which is nice to move, but then it moves everywhere, so you really got to keep practicing. That's all we're doing today is practicing. Not a game, not a game. It's practice. What are we talking about? Practice. Do a small taper here for where I'm going to butt into this touch mark. Not even a taper, just working it down just a little bit. The rest of it squared off, so it makes a nice kind of fluted twist. Toss that whole thing in so we can work on just a simple twist. And I doubt you'll be able to see, the vise is in the corner, so you can still see me at the vise. I'm not going to move the camera today. Alright, let's just finish up this punch drift, whatever we want to call it. Try and knock down some of these edges here a little bit. Kind of a weird shape here, a little less for the grinder. A lot of this is just going to be ground because I need it to be real smooth. But might as well put on a little chamfer to keep that grinder down to a minimum. Alright, I like it. So here's just going to be my, the one punch that I'm doing. Got like basically a chisel shape. Just going to go through, make that same type of shape going through steel. Just makes it easy to draw out and drift. So yeah, I feel pretty good about that. I'm just going to grind smooth a lot of that to polish it up real nice. I'm not sure on the thermal cycles. I got too much to figure out right now, so I'm just going to put that aside, and we'll right by my camera. Figure all the thermal cycling out later. Too much to focus on. So let's drop help this one out some more. Round off that back end here. And then I think I want to put, so I did the 4 sides, I think I'll go ahead and break all those down to 45 so we get a much rounder piece. Alright, so my one piece is ready to go to be twisted. So I'll be out of, you'll see me in this back corner right here. Get ourselves a drink. And I apologize for the audio. I know these headphones really suck. My other ones died, so let's see here. Yeah, so yeah. So when I'm moving steel, yeah, I want it glowing yellow. When I'm breaking the edges and everything, when that starts getting closer to gray, that's totally fine. In fact, it's a whole lot easier because you're just, whenever you're hitting that steel, if it's too hot, it's going to start bending and forming everything around. But when I'm just breaking edges, when it starts cooling off, that's a lot better, a lot easier to keep it moving around. But you have to keep it hot with that. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're, my tendency is I'll get a few more, hammers in and it'll be good. But when I'm moving steel, but I'm trying to be better about just getting it back in the oven. Hey, from Turkey. Hello. All right, so I'm gonna attempt to put a twist on this. So here we go. See me way back there. Oh, don't drop. Pick up maybe a little differently. How about that? There we go. Oh, this new brush. This baby needs some working, that's for sure. My goodness. But man, does it work nice. So you can see when I twisted it, I got a little crooked. It's fine. This morning I just made a large oak dowel. All right, so so that's my punch in. So that's all we're doing. This will be my touch mark end. This is my hammering end, butt. And when I twisted it, I got a little out of straight, and I don't want to ruin those flutes. So I made, here we go. It's got this large oak dowel, and basically I'm going to heat it back up and use this to get it all straightened out, and that'll be done for the day. Important to have your punches straight, otherwise what are we all doing here? So we'll just leave it like so, pop it back in. That's going to be for a minute. wanted to taper off even more of that back end of my my scribe. So take my devices, put it back in the fire. Yeah, so that one piece is done. We could also start, I don't think I want to go to the tongs today, but I do have some other pieces of hex. I think maybe I'll throw a couple hooks in. I've got a buddy, let's see, one of each. So I got a buddy of mine, he's a big metal dumpster at his shop, so he's got this nice hex. Looks to be roughly a 1/2 inch. So point to point on the hex is 1/2 inch. The flats is under 1/2 inch, maybe 7/16. So we're just going to make some little coat hooks out of that. And then this one here I'll draw out quite a bit, and we'll make an S hook out of that one. Plant hook kind of deal. My wife loves plants, and the more I make, the more plants she buys. One of us should probably stop in there somewhere, but if you haven't fun, you have fun. Forget to cool your tongs off, because pop those in. All right, I think I'm ready to pop out that touch mark piece. We'll use our ow, a little hot. Longer stick there for my forge. Just warm enough on the outside there. Maybe you set where I want you. Actually, I want it to be up. Yeah, that just straightens it right up. Should keep all those flutes in the edges still pristine, which is what we want. We don't want to dent them. We're trying to make a kind of a nice piece here, so I want that to be as straight as possible. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Let's get that cleaned up. Knives and these took me 3 minutes to make, so I don't really care if that gets ruined. Cleaned up and just see what we got here. Turn it around. You have all the hooks. I've been meaning to make get a chunk of wood so I could straighten out different pieces that I've twisted, and just haven't gotten around to it until this morning. I knew I wanted to work on some of these pieces with twists. You know, I should really have the dowel so I can just get it straightened out without damaging those flutes. Yeah, so there we go. That'll be my touch mark piece. That's actually the back end. So if this is A1 steel, so it's got a good high carbon, just a coil spring. So I'll get all this polished off. I'll flatten that off, and then there's a video I found from a guy. I'll have to when I get to actually making the touch point or the touch mark, I'll link to this guy that where I saw this from. And I mean, the guy makes legit work. And when I saw that he was doing it the way he was doing it, I was like, it'd be a lot more fun if I could throw together my own touch mark. That'd be kind of cool. Instead of buying one. When you buy a touch mark, I mean, you spend a good $100, $150 to $200 to get a nice touch mark or so. I know a lot of guys will etch stuff, but that's more for knife makers probably. But yeah, so there we go. That's all we're doing there. Just gonna drop that right there. Let's see here. You're a welder. Neil Fitzpatrick. What are you welding, Neil? I am a welder as well. So I have a full-time job. But this last year I always wanted to do some blacksmithing, and finally took a couple classes, and oh man, I just love it. Because as you know, as a welder, I'm sure you do some fabrication as well, using saws and whatnot, but you can always set stuff up, whether it be wood or steel or what. You cut it to length, you can mill it out, but when you're moving steel, you just gotta spend time moving the steel. Or if you're carving, you know, yes, we are working with steel today. All All right, so this can go there. All right, I'm going to straighten out, polishing up my. So I want to get this all nice and flattened out so we can put a twist in it. I think we'll try a reverse twist on this one. Twist it one way, twist it the other way. That's it. Alright, that looks good. I'm just going to break these edges. Sweet. All right. So I'll pop this in. This is going to be our scribe for scribe and steel. Got my pointy end, and it's just going to be like kind of a large, kind of a pencil more or less. But I have a scribe. I'll put that in the wrong pocket. So I have a metal scribe for scribe and steel, but I'm making cuts on the mill machine. But I mean, they have these little replaceable points, and it's like a cheap piece of aluminum. It's all the handle. I mean, they work great, but they're super cheap, which is probably why. But I mean, I have grinders. I have everything else around me. I have the capability to harden steel. You know, why not just throw my own scribe together and we're good. So that's one thing we're doing today. Why not? So, looks like our hex is good to go, so we'll start working on some hooks. We're going to start with the taper. All right, just going to taper. Point, now just draw that out. I want a nice long hook, I think, on this one. Nice long taper. Not so long though, because the hex makes a really nice fluted twist when you pattern when you twist it. So texting me. All right, sounds good. Toss that back. That's what we're going for. We're going to draw that out a bit more. I want a nice, lengthy kind of twist. Draw this one out really far. trick I found working with this hex stock is I'm hitting 4 sides, so it kind of messes up how the pattern goes. But it all gets worked out again. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to that corner over there. Actually, I could probably, let me bring y'all over so you can see the jig here. We'll, bear with me, we'll walk this way. Okay, there we go. Can you see where my vise is? Yep. Where's my forge? Forge is there. So we're gonna put a twist here. I want a real tight twist. So that looks pretty good. Oop, right about there. Yeah, because we're going to do a reverse twist, which is what I'll save the bottom half for. Yeah, because I put it in, I cool it down. Yeah, so take that out. Yeah, so we got a nice tight twist right there. So I'm going to put that back in. I believe this is where I get all funky. Oh yeah, so I'll heat this up, I'll cool everything down, and I'll twist it back the other way. So I twist righty-tighty, I'll go lefty-loosey next time. Hashtag science. Remember that, kids. We're going a little back and forth today, but that's all right. Let me go ahead and walk us back over while we keep working on those hooks. Let's see. Okay, so no, the anvil only weighs, well, it's over 200. It's about a I want to say like 235, maybe 250. Would love a much bigger anvil. Well, the thing I want is a wider face. It's nice working on a large work area. I have a Harbor Freight anvil, which I'm setting it on right here. See my Harbor Freight anvil. Look at that cute little thing. I mean, it's tiny. You can get it at Harbor Freight. It's the Doyle, I think is what it's called. They work great, but it's definitely different when you work on so this one is a hay button. It's out of Brooklyn, New York. This is early 1900s. It was my wife's grandfather's. He bought it in the 70s for a few $100s, which at that time in the 70s for a farmer was a lot of money with 5, 6, 7 kids, 5 kids. I forget now. 5 kids. And, but he had it, you know, the last he used it, I think was in the 90s. And I just got it this last year. So for your cheap Harbor Freight anvil, that one's 65 pounds I just showed you. It goes for it's $140 anvil, so it's about a couple bucks a pound, if I have my math correct. Yeah. If you want to buy a good anvil nowadays, expect to spend $6 to $10 a pound. Back after one of the world wars, people were sending all their anvils for the war efforts and sell for pennies on the pound. So that was probably a sad year for, I don't know, a lot of people. I saw these beautiful pieces of work just, you know, getting tossed into the war engine. But yeah, so if you can find them, these old anvils, man, there's like anvil graveyards that you can go to. But the first anvil I bought was this Harbor Freight, and it worked great. It works really nice, has nice corners, like lightly radiused, so it makes nice edges for different types of things for drawing steel out. But then when you use this anvil, it's so solid and hardened the way it is. It just sends that hammer right back to you. So really like this anvil. It took me a lot to get the ring out. If you look at my channel, it took a long. I did magnets because everyone's like, oh, you got to try all this stuff. So we put magnets on it. We wrapped it in chain. The chain actually worked really well. It's obviously been bolted down. Bolting down doesn't help. It's on a stump, an oak stump that's got to be. I mean, it's the original stump they put it on. So it's in the 70s to now. It's over 50 years old. Just the stump. This animal's over 100 years old. And but what I found out is if you look at my channel, I got a video where I routed out the entire base of the anvil on the wood stump to fit the anvil, filled it full of silicone. Now it's just, if you watch my video, it's got like 20-odd million views. You can hear the original ring from the anvil. It's awesome. But you don't want that because you'll go deaf. Because everyone has been sure to let me know. So let's draw some figures here. Let's talk more hit rate. Let's get rolling. Flatten everything out, so I'm choked up on a hammer, just really trying to make nice controlled hits to get it look nice and pretty. Straight. And then I'll go ahead and chamfer. So on my hooks, I've made hooks out of round stock before. But it looked fine. You know, it's a real quick way to throw a hook together, but I like all the edges, and I like, you know, all the faces of square stock. When you're going to put a twist in a piece of steel, it looks better when you have those flutes, and you only get that if you have edges and flats. The only thing I round is right at the end here. Now we'll go ahead and just round that off, so you don't get. And I mean, literally doing 1/2 inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch. So let's make sure we're straight here. We'll twist that up. All right. Let's draw this one out quite a bit more here. Alright, I think I'll draw it out one more time, one more heat, flatten it all out, shape it up, and that'll be good for that one. Okay, it looks like we're good to twist, a reverse twist in this piece of steel here. So I'm going to walk us back over, look at some comments. Let's see here. I'm the worst. All right. I had a rubber band I put on my camera. I should probably grab that back. We're just trying to rule out all the kinks today. That's all we're doing. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that piece of stock. Do I press there? Does that make it? Nope, doesn't make it better. Okay. So I put that piece in, twisted it like so. This time I got to grab that piece of steel. I got to cool off everything I twisted, so that way it just twists the top. But I don't want a righty-tighty, I want a lefty-loosey. little trouble pulling that out. I got to make sure it's super hot right up to the top of that last that twist. And I'm going to cool it just up to that point. So let that heat up. I think we're probably good here. So I righty-tighty. Now on a lefty-loosey. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Stay with me here, stay with me. Oh, like so. Yep, I think that works. Okay. Science, kids. We're doing science. All right, so there you got a reverse twist. I don't know how well that comes out, but you can see we got, yeah, there we go. So you got this lip here. So it's kind of a cool thing. There's a guy who tried it with a visor. You clamp both edges, you go down the middle and twist. But he's got a lot of problems when he does it that way. I find it easier. You just do the one side, cool it off, put the other side in, twist it from the top again, and there you go. So we're gonna put that back in. We'll get it straightened out. I'll bring you over too while I'm at it. All right, don't fall again, camera. There we go. Sweet. So let's get you held down and cleaned off here. Okay. Pop it back. Let's see now. One's good. I want a smaller hammer here, but we're going to work on some finer work, so. Got a smaller hammer. Got a little bit of a big hammer. And also working on a scroll. I'm going to grab a little can. Right. That's all we're doing there. So next process, we'll actually make the hook. I got a jig for that. So I'm going to go set that jig up. Just kind of walking all over the porch today. This process is kind of cool. So on that S-hook here. Now we're just cleaning this one up now. Work on a scroll on that one. Dowel here. Alright, so we just want to get this before, if you remember, we're using this wood dowel because if you use the hammer, obviously, you're going to damage all those nice fruits we just made. We don't want to do that. Yeah, there we go. So that looks good. Let's clean it up. Sweet, there we go. So this will be my scribe. Got the hammer or the butt of the end right there. We're all hammered down on. We got a nice reverse twist going on there, and then the scroll. And the rest of that I'm going to dress up with the grinder, make it nice and sharp so I can describe steel, draw lines, punch holes, you know, or punch a mark in there for a drill mark. But yeah, that's it for that. We'll put that on the end by the camera as well. So that's how we live. All right. So now, where are we at? Okay, small scroll on this one. That way we can bend two at a time. So we'll go ahead and I think I make a nice large. For the extra, so I like to be a little more dramatic with this. Nice large circle. Sometimes this is why I want to make some scroll times. So sometimes it's easier just to grab that and just twist it while it's hot. Yeah, it evens it right out. So that small little needle nose, it's so hard to twist it around. With a nice pair of scroll tongs, I mean, you got a lot of leverage behind it. All right, so we'll toss that back in, and we'll try and make some nice hooks. Wait, this one I do have to turn around. Forget I said that. This one we got to taper. We'll go ahead and do the hook on the. So, grab the camera. We're just going back and forth. Check our comments here. Where's everyone listening today? I'm coming from southern Minnesota. Let me know what you're up to. Whoa! Sorry, I thought I noticed something there. Gotta pay attention to the... Oh yeah, I did. Got a little bit of slag on that one. We're good. We're good. It still works. All right. So we'll grab our hook here. Run our jig. So cool that off. So don't break that. We're going to pop that right in. Wrench that around as far as I can. Oh. There we go. Lock my vise down a little better. So now, so a lot of these I make on commission, so they got to be nice and symmetrical to each one's got to match. So I made a little jig, works pretty simple. So we'll go ahead and walk you back, because now we're gonna, actually we can twist that one too. I'll just do that from over here. Let's just get you back. All right, there we go. Turn you around. We're gonna put a twist on this hook so you can see what the nice hex pattern kind of does. Tape it out on this end. Time. I'm gonna try and work a little more, talk a little less. So we can get some of these wrapped up. I'm sure for the lot of you probably wouldn't mind that, so we're just gonna pipe down. See that hex makes a real nice fluted pattern there. I like that. Whoa, that was close. All right, there we go. That one's all done. It's a nice, simple hook. Usually pump those out pretty quick. Like, I think I do about 6 of those an hour, maybe 8 if I'm moving. Just get you cleaned up here. We'll just focus on the S hook and call it a day. Cool down. Kentucky. Hey-o. Good morning from Minnesota, Kentucky. Mr. Chuck Kane. Hey, dude. Are you going to etch that thing? Not sure which piece you're talking about. Won't be doing any etching on the touch mark. I'm going to grind and file that out for my touch mark. But no etching. I haven't done any etching before. I got a buddy that does it. That's pretty cool. Good morning, John B. from Trinity. John B. John B. John B. See, I'm the worst. I need my directory in front of me. Well, good morning, John B. from Trinity. I feel bad now. Why can't I? It's escaping me. My apologies. Say hi to me tomorrow. My brain's a little frustrated. I had a horrible night of sleep last night. As far as what's going on in my life, remember, so I'm 43 now. Ever since 3rd grade, I had an injury on my left knee. Had multiple surgeries, and it's just been a lifelong deal. Well, finally, the last few weeks, it just ramped up bad. So I heard about a guy, an orthopedic surgeon from a buddy of mine. So I went and saw him, and he's like, got the x-rays done. He's like, your knee is terrible. That's like a 75-year-old knee right there. It is bone on bone. I walk with a limp most of my life. And so we got a plan. I'll need a total knee replacement, which kind of changed some of my plans around over the next foreseeable future. But
But we got started on a cortisone shot. And I'm not a doctor or a son of a doctor, so I'm not giving any medical advice. There's my disclaimer. The show is not for kids, whatever. But I got a cortisone shot, my first one ever. And he goes, now, this works 99% of the people, this works instantaneously, but give it 2 weeks to fully, whatever. And we're sitting there talking. In my knee, I could feel the stuff in there, and cortisone. And by the time I stood up, I walked out of the office to the parking lot to my truck, instant relief. It's really weird because I walk lock-legged, and just learning how to just, now granted it's a Band-Aid, it took all the pain away, hid the pain, because it's like your joint's destroyed. It doesn't matter anymore. So cortisone puts a Band-Aid on it. So we're just trying to get as long as we can. But man alive, today I woke up, I walked around, and man, I still have deep pain on different types of things, but it's bone on bone. But my 99% of what I'm doing. But anyway, so all that to say is kind of changed the way I'm doing stuff around. I had a whole lot of plans this year. More gas. Losing gas. Anyway, so changed my plans. So I had a horrible night of sleep. I was going to make some toms and do some heavy work, but they say when you do that cortisone, a lot of people are usually restless the first night, and I just didn't sleep. I slept for a few hours, sat on the couch until I left for the forage early this morning, so that's where I'm at today. So I want to bend this back the other way here. I'm going to make another nice long, floofy kind of curve, and I think this one I want to actually spin past here. I saw somebody do this before with a go past. Might look kind of neat. Yeah, something kind of like that. Oh, you probably can't see it very well. But it kind of goes past the curve and loops around. Yeah, I'll call that good. I like that. All right, so next thing on that is I need to start working on the full hooks. I'll put we're going to put a twist on that first. We'll go ahead and pop that back in. On this one. So we'll get that heated up already. Bring the camera back over again so we can watch put that twist in. About there. Okay, let's whack this camera over here. Yep, we're just over an hour and a half here. That's getting about time. So here, let's get that. Get my wrench ready to go. Okay. Bring this back over. All right, look at that. Make sure my little curly cues are opposite when we're done. So pull around that way. Make sure we're lined up. Yep. Looks pretty good. Alright, we're done over here, so let's hammer back over as well. Yeah, so that's what we're looking for, just a nice long twist. Now we'll make the larger hooks to get our S hook. And we'll start wrapping up. I think I want to just dress this up a little bit with my wooden dowel here. That broke out. That's all right, just need the rounder edge. Some large hooks. Works out well because as you can hear, or you heard earlier, my gas is running out, so it's working out perfect. I'm going to keep this here. Use a smaller hammer. Yeah, I use these old oak pallets. I didn't even know there's a large crack there. That's hilarious. So I'll probably use this one to actually form some of that hook as well if I'm going to run into the that flute from the twist. So then I'm going to go and have coffee with a buddy. We're going to walk the farmers markets today. How about everybody else? Any big plans today? Anybody out and about? Anybody making anything today? People working today when there should be watching YouTube. They should be working. Got to cool off our little Well, I appreciate y'all watching today, jumping in for a little while. See, we had a good number clock in for a little bit. Yeah, I went a whole nother route again today. That's how it usually works. You make your plans throughout the week. It turns out something comes up. Yeah, I was hoping to exclusively do tongs today, but it just changed. So, but you know, I got to make one of these real. Yeah, so I got my scribe here. I got to go back through. This is just going to be for drawing lines in steel. It'd probably be just fine to go ahead and punch. It's made out of an A1 steel. It's just a coil spring from a car. We threw it together. This is going to be a kind of an oblong punch for doing when I'm making like my bottle openers. Just punch that hole straight through, so it's a little wide. It cuts a lot of work out working over the horn of the anvil. I'll still have to work over the horn of the anvil, but I'll just take a lot out. Got my piece made here. This end here, this is going to be my touch mark piece. I'm going to work on my own touch mark. So I got a little company logo I drew up. I'll flatten this out, get it all nice and polished. You stick on draw on your touch mark, you cut it all away, get it all hardened, and touch mark. And then we just threw together that hot. Oh, okay. And just one simple hook. There's this hex steel we're working with, and I just really like how it, how those flutes look. I'm trying to make as many S hooks, brooches, hairpins for our farmer, it's a farmer's market kind of thing. It's a thing we do in our town. I'm trying to get just a pile of these made. Hopefully be able to do a demonstration down there, and we'll have a bunch of stuff for sale and make a bunch of stuff for the kids when they're walking by, sharp daggers and stuff. yeah, no, just using this. I never thought I'd be sitting here on my anvil using a chunk of wood, but it keeps all the flutes nice and pretty. So got that end done. Looks straight to me. I like how that turned out too. There, see how that kind of loops around. I kind of like that. It might do more like that in the future. Like I said, my wife's huge into plants, and so if I can make them kind of fancier now, I'm trying to mimic, you know, some of the plants and the vines, and eventually I'll do more leaves as well. So, anything where I can kind of mimic some of that, I think would look kind of cool. And that broke off. A lot of this got kind of sharp on there. There we go. Clean some of that junk off. It's very unconventional in the forge today. Very unconventional. Getting close here. Getting close. Climbing up close to 10,000 subscribers as well. I appreciate all the subs. I have some plans on celebrating 10,000 subs. It might have something to do with a very large maul, wooden maul, a Harbor Freight anvil, and anything you can smash. Anything you can smash. We'll just put it there. So I don't think I even want to demo it. I think I'm going to get it all ready. You'll see some videos. I'll start posting some shorts making this maul. It's going to be a maul. It'll be huge, and we're going to title all the video shorts "Harbor Freight Versus," and it's going to be like I said, we're going to find anything and everything. I'm going to take maybe some of these subs want to jump in and what do you want? What do you want me smashing? I'm thinking a variety of cheap fruit. That's the low-hanging fruit, as it were. But we got a lot of stuff we can smash out there. So destroy. We're gonna go right out to the parking lot. It's gonna be good. For 10,000 subs, we got a little ways to go yet. I think I'm at 9,600. Let's get those 400 subs in, and we'll start smashing stuff. And we'll make it a thing. I don't want to do it all the time. I just want to make a nice big event out of it. And appreciate everybody tuning in. Make it just really worthwhile. Toss that equipment out. Really like how that one came off. Man, do I need next week, it's a date. If I'm here. which I should be. Next week, 7 o'clock, Saturday 7. We're gonna work on some tongs. I need some scroll tongs, really bad. This is just not cutting it. Gonna get something with some real torque on it. Yeah, we're just gonna fine tune this S-hook, call it a day, and hope to see you all again soon. I think midweek I have Friday. I got some half days coming up, and so I think we'll do some more on Fridays. Wednesdays, I hope to do some more live streams as well. That's probably just going to be rolling through a bunch of hooks. We'll go over some different types of steels. I'm going to make my way to the scrap yard this week to find a lot more fun stuff to work with. So we'll keep going through my procedure on. I got a couple different jigs I'm working with, so we'll go through some of that. Yeah. Hot. There we go. Just an S-hook for hanging plants on. You know, nothing fancy, but all right. All right, everyone. Again, I apologize for the headphones. That made it all kind of wonky, but yeah, it's good. Thanks for all the comments today. Thanks for all the subs today. We'll be back in a week, probably midweek as well, but I'll post when I'm gonna be logging on. It's probably gonna be 0300 Central Time. No, I'm sorry, 15. I know Army stuff. 1500 Central Standard Time, and we're just gonna make real simple stuff. Towards the weekend, I got these large chunks of steel right here. We're gonna work on some tongs. We're going to work on some scroll tongs. I need to get better at that because tongs cost money, and I want to learn how to make them. So, all right, everyone. Hey, it was good to see everyone. Have a good day. We'll see you again. Go home and make something. All right, let's turn this off. There. Yes, and.